Okay, hello folks, welcome to the new 2023 ban pick phase. New rules are currently up now, so we'll be going through it immediately right now. I am Kuroshiro, but of course, let's get onto it, shall we? And then for the ban pick phase, we will be split up into 8 phases for this new system. But of course, going on towards phase 1 immediately, phase 1 will be the hunter will be allowed to ban. So the hunter initially can now ban 2 survivors instead of 1 survivor. But here comes up with a twist. Coming up with our second/third phase, it's the first time for survivors to ban their own survivors. Now, what does this simply mean? This simply means survivor gets to ban the hunters, but anyway, second phase is survivor banning the hunters. But of course, third phase is what's much more important. But of course, for round 1, there will be no hunter bans. But of course, per each round going up, the bans will go up steadily by 1 to a maximum of 3. But of course, only in the cases of BO5 will you have a maximum of 3 hunter bans, a little bit different from our previous. Now then, for our third phase, this will be the survivors ban phase. Survivors now will be able to choose their own 2 survivors that they want to choose for this round. But when they decide to choose for the first 2 picks, you are not allowed to use them ever again. Simply meaning that per each BO, per each best of or per each round, survivor first game, you imagine you choose priestess and mercenary as your first 2 survivor picks. Then that simply means that for round 2, round 3, mercenary and priestess are permanently banned forever. That is the biggest difference here that we have to emphasize on. But of course, in the cases of best of 5s, there will be a maximum of 10 survivor ban. Because of course, for round 1 to round 3, the first 2 picks will be banned forever after you finish using them. Now then, for our 4th phase, the hunter will be able to ban 1 more survivor. And then 5th phase, the survivor now will be able to choose their 3rd survivor. But of course, in this 5th phase, you're allowed to use this survivor over and over and over again. Therefore, it means that if you decide to pick forward for your 3rd pick on round 1, you're allowed to pick forward again, unless you pick forward again, let's say for your 1st pick on round 2. But of course, for round 3, it will be 4 will be permanently banned then. Now, for our phase 6, it will be hunter banning the next survivor. Phase 7 will be survivor choosing their last survivor. But of course, during this phase as well, it's very similar to phase 5. You're able to reuse the survivor. Phase 8, if I'm not wrong, is that this hunter now gets to pick their own hunter. That's about it. Now, of course, there has been a lot of changes now between each ban pick phase throughout the year. For this year, of course, for IVL and for IVT, we will be seeing these types of bans. For the hunters in general, hunters will only get 4 bans per each round. But of course, survivors now have the option to ban the survivors themselves, meaning you use and then you throw. You use and then you throw. There's no recycling survivors anymore for the first 2 picks. It's you use and you throw. But of course, in a mass total, you'll be able to get approximately 8 survivor bans by best of 3s, and of course 10 survivor bans for best of 5s. But of course, the hunter can only ban 4 survivors, and then the rest is up towards the coaches / the survivors' hands. But of course, this is going to be the newest ban pick phase of our season 27 for, of course, our 2023 IVL and for our IVT and EU, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Southeast Asia, and IJL. I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye for now.